but now being entertained by their punishment. I'm old school. I'm sorry. I'm just old school. Where you were afraid of the teachers. Don't call my parents. Teachers have no problems with me. After school, I was bad. In school. Even though I didn't want to learn, I don't want to be here. But I'm going to act like I want to be here for this little bit of time. And I acted for 12 good years in regular school, and then did some acting in college as well. But you can't act too much in college, you got to get a little more serious. I had to read the script in college. All right. Unthankful. Hold the door. Person walks in. You're standing. Did they do that? How many of y'all ever held the door for somebody and they just did the I'm supposed to royalty thing? They just walk in and you're holding the door. You're like, you're joking, right? You're joking, right? Are we living in that time? Unthankful, unholy. You know, it doesn't take that much to serve God. Why do you have to stop fornicating to serve God? He knows my heart. He knows that I don't want to do this, but I do it. Don't ever tell me that. Because I'm going to tell you the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? Alright. Without natural affection, inhumane, unloving. I'm going to have a baby and I'm going to put them in the toilet. And nobody knows. You hear these testimonies. These things are real. You just don't know. They know. Truce breakers. Shake hands, make an agreement. Doesn't mean anything. False accusers. There's somebody who always, yes, them. The Hebrew or the Greek for that is devil. It's diabolos for accuser, which is the devil or a devil that is working through them, or slanderer. Incontinent, which is without self-control. Fierce, not tame, or savage. Some of the people out there, they had a thing on the AOL where these girls went into a bathroom in Burger King and beat this lady to a pulp. Yeah, it's a transgender person. They beat this lady to a pulp. They were 14 and 18-year-old. Wait, man, what's wrong? These are girls now. Then they had another one on these, you know, they do the AOL thing on the internet, and this girl was in a bathing suit, jumped on the counter at Burger King, and was beating the cashier. This is going on now. You know, because sometimes some of us are in isolated. You don't know what's going on. It's happening now. Right where you live. That's why we ought to go tell them about the Lord now. Because these things are happening now. And many of these people are going to end up in the tribulation period, which we're going to get into in a few moments. Let's go on. Despising of those that are good. You're goody two shoes. Listen, don't do that. Because it's going to make us all look bad. Listen, aren't we at work? Aren't we supposed to work? Come on. Work. Traitors. Heady, which is rash or reckless. You ever have somebody drive reckless? You're sitting there and they're just driving. Wait, out of your mind? High-minded, puffed up with pride. Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. Having a form of God, the mere form or semblance of godliness, reverence, respect, and piety towards God, but denying, refusing the power thereof. From such turn away. You ever watch these music award shows? All of them always get up No matter if it's secular music or Christian music. First, they use different terminology. I want to give props to God. I want to give respect to God. I want to give one love. Listen, let me tell you something. That is not respecting God. You have a form of godliness, but you deny the transforming power of the Holy Spirit. You can identify, you can recognize that God is God, just like the devil does, but you refuse to let him in. This is the attitude of people today. You talk to them about God, yeah, I believe in God. But listen, why are you living like that? For this sort of they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Now Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. The italics are mine. These attitudes are so prevalent today that it would seem that when this was written, it was by someone who had come to our time, saw what was going to happen, and then went back in time to declare what was up ahead. We are here. We're there near the time of the end. And I want you to know that you should begin to do more, as much as you can, to tell others about the Lord. Because once He comes, that's it. Nature will declare the coming of the Lord. Nature will begin to declare the nearness of the end. It will begin to function differently or out of order. Weather patterns that once were predictable are now unpredictable, causing devastation in many parts of the world simultaneously. We're finding that tornadoes are happening here, hurricanes are happening here, earthquakes are happening here, volcanoes. Just in Ecuador the other day, they were shooting out big rocks the size of trucks, a mile. Wow. You see, sometimes we don't realize where we are because it's not happening right in your backyard. If everything is not happening where you are, you don't realize that this is happening all in different parts of the world. The Lord is soon to return. The end of as things as we know it is coming. Earthquakes are at an all-time high. Every other week we have an earthquake somewhere. Well, that was always that way, not to the magnitude that we're getting. What happened in Japan the other day, it seems like old news, right? Because so many other things that happened in Japan, and all of a sudden we get 70 to 200 tornadoes blowing in a small area. Can you believe that? Again, the heavens above us are giving us signs through the increase of tornadoes, hurricanes, excessive rain in some areas, or lack of rain in others, causing famine, etc. All this is happening now. Luke 21 verse 11 and 25 through 26 says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. We see it happening. Don't just think that this is how things are. This is all telling you something. If you see a stop sign, what do you do? Stop. If you see a warning sign, what do? You slow down, right? You slow. These are signs to tell you, listen, stop, take notice, and make some changes. And also be a declarer of the truth. Amen. Amen. An increase in knowledge and increased travel. Let me share something with you. Some of us are, we're so used to all of the knowledge, all of the ability to travel everywhere. Do you know it wasn't always like that? The first time I got on a plane, I was in my 40s. What? The first time, because growing up, you got in a car. You drove. You complained, Mom, roll out the windows. Because air conditioning was not. For some of y'all, my kids, they get in the car. If it's hot, the moment they get, turn on the air conditioning. I turn the air conditioner on within 2 seconds. Dad, is the air conditioner on? Is it working? Listen. I grew up. You tell Dad to turn on the air conditioner. They had the the windows that turned in the front. Exactly, you had you didn't have power windows. You had, and you were, you know, some of us were, the kids were like the dogs. We stuck our head out. Don't be stuck on the Belt Parkway in traffic and on a summer day. It was hot. By Starlight City before they moved the dump. It was bad. Whew. But travel has changed. The frequency that people travel, the prices, things have changed. Again, in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4, this sign is given regarding the last days. It reads, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words, and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro," which means go or rove about, "and knowledge shall be increased." And the italics are mine. With the inventions over the last 100 years, man has been able to travel easily, including to space. For some of us, we see the space shuttle. I remember as a kid, when someone was going to space, everybody went around your little black and white television that turned to the knob and you had the hanger on that you would fix.
I remember that.
How many of y'all were there? You still got those hangers in your archives. Yeah, you put the hanger in. And even on the cars, y'all don't know, back in the day, you saw people with their cars and they had hangers for the antenna. Some of y'all are too cool to do that now. But you didn't have CD players. And if you had an 8-track tape, those things were so big, they were the size of a library in your car when they put in the 8-track tape. Some of y'all really don't know. You don't know how different it is. It's different. Different. Walkmans back in the day when that came out. We had Walkman. Couldn't carry around personal music. Oh. But let's get back to travel. Most people had one car, right? Had one car, and that was it. Dad, can I borrow the car? No. Okay. Let's go. We have cars and trains and planes and boats, etc. that give people an easy ability to run to and fro or travel all about. You know, just 150 years ago, there were no planes. So all this time, people couldn't get around the world the way that they do now. And cars. 150 years ago, there was no cars where you could travel like the way we travel. There were no roads if there were cars. You'd have dirt roads that stagecoaches rode on.